AITA for giving my son's dog to his ex-wife. To begin with, I love my son with all my heart. But he blew up his marriage by cheating and has moved back home. I 55 have 3 children. My oldest is my daughter 30. Then my twins 25 megafarads. My oldest just got married to a wonderful man. My younger daughter is going to grad school overseas, and that leaves my son. Let's call him Carlos. He has always been a handful. He got married when he was 20. His ex-wife had a 3-year-old daughter whom I love, and no matter what, I am her grandmother. They had a child together. My other grandchild. He is 2. COVID caused a lot of stress in his life, and he works in a fly-in fly-out camp job. He is gone for 2 weeks at a time. Then home for 2 weeks. He makes very good money and enjoys spending it. Maybe a little bit too much. Carlos cheated on his wife with a coworker. I am not judging him. I am not perfect. But he chose to leave his wife and children and move back home. It doesn't really make sense for him to rent an apartment or something for the 12 days a month he is home. So I allowed it. But he decided to be an ass, in my opinion, and bring his dog with him. My grandbabies love this dog. But he is trying to punish his ex for telling him to leave. It is a beautiful border collie, and it is the perfect dog for their home. Huge yard. Lots of walking trails nearby. Even an off-leash park only a 10-minute drive away. I live in an apartment downtown. I am allowed a dog, but if I were to have one, it would be something sedate and non-shedding like a Maltese. I swear I tried watching this dog. But my son is irresponsible. He doesn't walk him much. He doesn't brush the dog. He is just holding on to the dog to lever his way into his ex's life. The last straw was this last time off work. He was away for 2 weeks. Andy then came home for 1 day before flying off to the United States for a vacation with his new girlfriend. So I called my dill. Checked that she wanted the pup back. She almost cried with joy. Packed up everything that belonged to the dog and took him over there. My grandchildren were ecstatic. My son just came home for 3 days before he has to leave for work and asked where his dog is. I told him the truth. He is calling me an asshole for giving away his pet. Also because I said that if he tried to go get the dog and bring it back, he was not welcome in my home. AITA? NTA, in my opinion. He's only thinking of himself. Not you. Not the dog. And not his kids. Also, calling you an asshole? You're nice to let him back into your home at all after that. I'm not generally supportive of unilaterally giving away someone's pet, but I think it was entirely justified in this case. He brought it into your home without asking you, and he's literally never home to take care of it. He was intentionally making you, the dog, and his own children upset, just to get back at his wife for not putting up with his cheating. Good job, Grandma. NTA. NTA. You sent the dog home to a loving family who are not strangers. You made your grandchildren happy. Sounds like your son is not a good dog owner anyway. The dog is where he belongs. NTA. It wasn't his pet, he was never there. And didn't care for the dog. It was a means of punishment for his ex. You did the right thing by the ex. And the dog. NTA. It's time he got some pushback. He has already basically abandoned the dog to you at least half the time. Anyway. And even more so when he's on vacation. He does not, at present, have the kind of lifestyle that makes it possible to house a dog. NTA whatsoever. Regardless of anything else, the dog is better off with his family in a home with a yard. But the fact that he's gone more than half the time and expecting you to take care of it is really the cherry on top. NTA. You did the right thing. And bless you for doing this. Using a pet to spite an ex and your children after cheating on your wife and ruining your own marriage is disgusting behavior. You're a great grandmother. I know the kids are so happy that you gave him back. I reckon. Dogs, especially working breeds like border collies, need a lot of exercise and stimulation in order to be happy. Your son intentionally put his dog in a situation where it will be miserable. No bad will on you. There's only so much you can do. This dog will be much happier with your dill and the children. And that's ignoring everything else that your son has done. Not just to the dog. Your home. Your rules. It's not like he's even there to take care of the dog. Why would he have you be complicit in keeping the dog from his children? The dog has never been his. He's never been home long enough to bond. The dog belongs to the wife and kids who he lives with 100% of the time and is cared for by them. Your son took the dog out of her house as a cruel act of retribution for consequences he had fully earned. Thank you for returning the happy beastie to his real people. Heart. The dog is better off with your daughter-in-law than with your son. Dog was being neglected by him and your apartment isn't really suitable for a high-energy working breed. You've given it to the family it knows and who love it and can care for it properly. Especially because he was essentially holding the dog hostage as leverage to use against his ex-wife. You can love your son and still show him consequences for his actions. It sounds like he needs them badly. Your son is AAH. Honestly, it does make sense for him to pay rent for a few days per month. Consequences for his horrible behavior are not a terrible thing. So wholesome to read about a mom who loves and cares for all her adult kids but doesn't succumb to the distortion of rosy specs. You recognize that your son has acted like a colossal awe and you aren't supporting or tolerating his BS. From my perspective, you didn't give away his pet. You returned the family dog to a healthy environment for that breed instead of letting your son neglect him. You returned the family dog to your grandkids who were understandably ecstatic to get their good boy back. What kind of father takes an adored doggo from his own kids? He's already destroyed his family by cheating and leaving them. But he chooses to traumatize his kids even further? Bravo for refusing to participate in his punishment of his ex and his kids. Bravo for telling him if he tries it again, he's out. I believe you should also say if he moves out of your home and steals the dog again, you will report him for theft yourself. Kudos to you. I'm sure that pup is elated to be back with his kiddos. You did the right thing. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. No fair to anybody. Good job, Mum. He sounds like a total A, to be honest. I'm normally not in the camp of rehoming pets without permission, but your son was being a neglectful owner, solely to spite his ex. And that I find disgusting. I am glad you gave his ex the dog back when you did. Lord knows how worse off that poor dog would have been had you tried to keep it. He's bitter because he only has himself to blame for the mess he created. You sound like a good person and parent. Keep showing up for your son's ex and your grandbaby's purple heart.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.